Hey, happy Saturday, everybody. Welcome to the CAF Plus channel. We've got a really impressive display of artwork today that we're going to be showing you. All of it will be for sale, and we'll go over the kind of ground rules for how the claim sale will go. Many of you who've been in one of these sale shows with us before are probably already very familiar with how they go, but we'll cover everything with you when we get to that point, which won't be too long. We've got 37 lots to show you today, so a lot of really great pieces of art. But first, let me bring in the gentleman who's bringing all of this art to the channel for us today, Bertrand.
Hello,
How are you?
everyone. Thank you, Bill. Hello, everyone. Really happy to be part of your show. I really want to start to thank you because it was absolutely lovely to interact with you the last few weeks in order to prepare the show. It has been a amazing experience to do that. So even before starting the show, thank you, Bill. Just amazing show and amazing organization behind the show.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. You're one of the few people who got me all the scans early, so I can say that it's been a pleasure getting to work with you as well. Because usually I'm getting them, a couple days before the show, and it's always a little bit scattered and challenging to pull it all together. But we're here, and we've got everything, all the slides made and whatnot. But the thing is, a lot of folks don't know you because, even I didn't. I first met you at OAX. I think a lot of collectors maybe had met your brother at a
Yes.
prior OAX show, and maybe those in New York have not known Arno for a while. But you've kind of been a man of mystery, I guess, the brother behind the scenes who also was collecting original artwork.
Yes,
So
exactly.
I was hoping you might give us a little bit of background on yourself. I mean,
Yes.
how long have you been collecting original art?
Yes, exactly. So I'm the little brother of Arnaud. And in fact, it started with him, I mean, when we were a child in France. I mean, of course, there were some publication in France of the Marvel comics. It was some kind of monthly comics compilating several titles. So it was an amazing period of time in the late 80s, early 90s. I mean, we were discovering Fantastic Four by Byrne. We were reading Daredevil by Frank Miller. At the same time, it was Iron Man from Bob Layton. And we were absolutely crazy of getting our monthly publication of Marvel. And Arnaud one day discovered that the French publication was way, way, way behind the American publication. We were living in the past. I mean, so couple of years behind the American publication. And it was amazing to find out that in Paris there were some comics bookstore. So we managed to make our parents bring us to our comics bookstore in Paris. And it was like jumping into the future because we were like 24, 30 volumes in advance. I mean, in USA.
You got a lot of
And,
catching up to do.
amazing. I mean, it was like, being able to see what was happening 2 years later in your favorite comics book. And I think we spent all our pocket money that day in comics. And Arnaud was really good to pick up which title was important to read. And finally, we have been starting to move by reading the French publication to the comics book. And luckily at that time, I think it was, I mean, definitely more than 20, 25 years ago, some comics bookstore in Paris have been importing some art page. And I think we were dreaming about it, but we were, I mean, young students, so pocket money was not enough to purchase an art page. Now we could cry because I remember, I think I've been spending my money on my first art page, which was a team sale from All Season. I think I paid $50, but it was expensive at that time, and we could cry now because some bookstore were importing some Todd McFarlane Spider-Man and selling them at $200 back in the years. But $200 was a huge budget for a student. You could not afford it. You could not. And now we would like to be back in the time and to acquire all the Todd McFarlane for $200 or this kind of
Of
thing.
course.
And I've been starting to collect it. In a way, I'm the small brother of Arnaud, but I'm also, compared to him, a small collector. I'm collecting art page, but definitely Arnaud has much more quantity and much more quality in his collection. The big collector is Arnaud. I'm just the small brother picking up some art that I like. So I'm also a collector, but nothing compare with him. So yes, exactly. So I'm
Well,
based in Paris. I work in Paris, half time in Tokyo. I'm currently in Tokyo, in my hotel in Tokyo. It's not a wallpaper. It's
yeah, you're not in a padded cell.
yes, minimalist design in hotel in Tokyo, and I hope the connection will be good. It's 3 a.m. in the morning, and ultra motivated to do the show with you, Bill.
Well, like I mentioned to you too, we have a big storm that's coming in right now as well. I can see the trees swaying outside. So I may end up having to throw out a helpline to someone else from Cafe HQ if things go bad here. But I think we're going to be fine. We've got, we have plenty of time to get through this, I think, without any issues. But the thing that I think is interesting. I mean, at the end of the day, you were able to see McFarlane pages that were $200 and Byrne pages that were $50, and wish you could own them, even though you couldn't. So many of us, even I started collecting 25 years ago, and Byrne pages were not $50 at that time, and McFarlane pages were not in the low hundreds at that time either. So just to be able to have been interested in looking at the art at that time, wishing you could own it, is something that I miss out, because I did, I went to comic cons from the late '80s onward, and never thought to look at original art. So I was too into the comics and wanting to complete runs. So I'm envious of the people who actually spent time going down Artist Alley and seeing the art that was there. I didn't do that. So let's see. But so you're in Tokyo. It's 3 a.m. and
Yes.
we don't want to keep
Yes.
you too long. But what are you doing in Tokyo? Because
Oh.
we were talking a little bit about that in advance, but of the show. But you have an interesting business that you do. Could you tell us a little bit about it?
So I'm doing two big activities. I'm publishing manga. So I'm doing acquisition of license of manga that I publish in France. And my other big activity is to create toys for young adult or collectors. So I'm doing the same thing. I'm acquiring acquisition of popular Japanese animation, and I'm producing and selling them in Europe. In Europe, I'm currently expanding also in Tokyo to start to sell my toys in Tokyo, in Japan, and that's why I'm currently, on monthly basis in Tokyo, because most of the negotiation of most of the prototype review or validation have to be done face to face with
Hmm.
the right holder. And that's why I'm coming at least 1 week a month in Tokyo to do it. So that's why when we planned the date, it was the great date to do it this Saturday. And don't worry about the timing, because I've been sleeping a little bit before to be
Good.
all available for you. Yes. And perhaps one thing, the audience has know it. I'm French, so I've got a strong French accent. My English is a little bit rusty. So feel free in the comments or in the chat. If you do not understand anything I say, just let me know and I will repeat and I will do my best. Yes.
Exactly. Anybody in the chat who wants Bertrand to repeat himself, just say it, and we will make sure that it happens. And I will do it too if I don't understand
Yeah,
what
that's good.
we said. But looking at the pieces that you've sent us, there's definitely, you clearly like John Byrne artwork. You have an
Yes.
affinity for John Romita Jr. as
Yeah.
well. Is that you mentioned seeing John Byrne art early on. I mean, are they a couple of your most favorite
I think
storytellers
so.
and artists?
Yes, I've been in a way I've been collecting. I think when you start the collection, first you start with what you can afford. And back in the days, it was not even what you can afford; it was what was available in France when not being traveling at that age. So it was depending on what was available. But after you start, at least we start, me and my brother, to collect what you have been reading when you were young. I think I've been really impressed by John Byrne drawing. When I was young, I was copying how he was drawing the bodies of the character, or the face of the character. Today, if I'm drawing something, it will look like a little bit like a doodle of John Byrne, because
Same
I've
here.
been spending years to copy John Byrne. And I think I was just amazed by the evolution of the art of John Romita Jr. So yes, they have been my two favorite artists. And after more you get into the original art business, more you get opportunities to find art page of the comics books you have been crazy about. And that's why I've been really widespread in terms of collecting the art. Every time I've been finding some art page of comics book that I've been appreciating when I was young or even more recently, I was really happy to be able to make some acquisition of that. So I've not been limiting to, to a little number of artists, because I've been spreading my purchase in many artists. But yes, today I think was interesting to show a little bit of John Byrne and John Romita art, because we have been working on so many titles, so many superheroes, that it's still my two favorite artists in a way.
Well, they're two of my favorite as well. And like you, I spent a lot of time trying to draw like John Byrne as well. I think I still draw the John Byrne eyes from from the mid '80s, kind of, what I'm talking about. So it was whether they were straight on or in profile, I can always remember how John drew a female's eyes, right? That just you got it, you know what you're going to do there, and yeah, I mean, but that's part of the fun of getting to see the originals, is just really remembering, the time when you got to read the comic books as well.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
why we appreciate the medium just like we do. But but I know you're not just limited to John Byrne and John Romita Jr. But when you're looking at artwork that you do want to buy, do you think of the story first, or is it the imagery, that appeals to you more than the story it's from?
Oh, to be honest, it's a mix, because I could consider an art page only for the look, because I think it's amazing penciling, amazing inking. But most of the time it's a mix, because I think you have been reading the comics, you have been impacted by the comics when you were reading it. And so some people, I think, if looking in my collection, they will think why he has been focusing on this title or this artist, because sometimes they're not the most popular one. But they're the one that I've been appreciating and enjoying to read, and owning part of it is always lovely. And I think we'll discuss that tonight with some of the pages, because some of the artists are not the biggest one, not the most expensive one, but it's nothing to do with the price, nothing to do with the popularity. I think it's just personal feeling. You have been reading the comics, you have been enjoying it, and then you start to be happy to own part of it. So yeah, it's really depends. Yes.
So you're selling some pieces these days. We saw you at OEX. We got to see some amazing, Jim Starlin pieces, Paul Smith pieces that you brought with you. Are you getting out of collecting original art, or are you just sort of
It's more
transitioning?
rationalization. I think I'm getting older. I think in the past 25 years, I was in the accumulation. So I think I was like consuming, buying, not as much as my brother, but buying many art page. And suddenly you realize that you've got thousands and thousands of art page. You love them, but there is the one that you will never consider sell, but there is the one that you think, okay, I've got some other art page that I would like to buy. Perhaps it's the time to let some of them go. It was when you talk about the Paul Smith. Is it because I do not like Paul Smith anymore, or because I want to get rid of all the Paul Smith pages? No, I think it's a process of buying, selling. And honestly speaking, that's what I like in the community of original art page collector. You have been starting your collection. You have been able to buy some pages. You were happy that some collector were selling to you some pages, or making good price for some pages, giving you the opportunity to access to the acquisition of these pages. And I think it's nice also to let go back on the market some of the pages. Some of them have been owning for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. And I do not have any Instagram account or any account where I'm showing off my art page. So usually it's going to my folder saying, okay, I've been enjoying that one for 15 years. I'm done looking at it. I can let it go back on the market. Someone will be happy to cherish it, to own it, and I think it's part of the collecting. And I'm always happy to meet some collectors or to discuss with my brother about art page, because there is some art page that we have been crazy about acquiring, but a few years later, happy to sell it to make some other acquisition. So it's always nice, and that's why I'm always exciting when we are going to convention together, because there is a very nice ambiance. Everybody is kind, everybody is enjoying the same hobby. And that's why we're always trying to be kind also to collector, because we are collector, we
Yeah.
have been collectors, and we are still are, and it's a nice community and nice ambiance in terms of hobby. So still enjoying it.
So did Arno want to see the pieces that you were offering for sale today beforehand, just to see
Yeah, I think I saw him connected. So I saw him connected. So yeah, yes. Honestly speaking, we always discuss a little bit, because the good thing of being brother and collector of art page, I think when we're thinking about putting some art page on the market, the first person you call is your brother to say, okay, I'm selling this. If really you're crazy about one of them, let me know, because next week is gone. It's gone. So he's doing it, I'm doing it. It's nice to have, not to regret anything, because sometimes when we're younger, we were sharing initially some pocket money to buy comics book, or some pocket money to buy something. When we have been growing up, you split the collection of comics books, you split the collection of things, and but still we are always connected in order to know if there is anything in our collection that we are letting go. That our brother you will kill you or will cry to know that you have not letting him know that it was gone. So yes,
Well, it's great that you could share the hobby together, and
yes,
it was pretty cool getting to see the both of you at OAX interacting and having fun with the other collectors who came up to look at the artwork you had available, and
yeah,
all of us here we're grateful that you reached out early to want a collector table as well. I
yes,
mean, we knew
that's
that I
yes,
didn't know much about your collection because you don't have a CAF account, but
yes,
you made it sound like you had some interesting pieces to show, and I'm very glad that we had the space to have you show off the
that's
artwork that you
nice.
brought, because you were one of the most talked about exhibitors,
Yeah.
I'd say, at OAX
Mm.
2026.
I envy you and I envy him to be in USA, because yes, there is some collector in Europe or in France, but we do not have this kind of direct access or
Hmm.
easy access to our page. So everything mostly that we buy is online. And I think it's amazing when Arnaud proposed me to contact you and to be able to join the OIX in Orlando. It was very nice, because to see the community, to see the people, to be able to interact. It's not is buying and selling art page is not only transactional. It's not just saying, okay, this is the price. Are you interested or not? So to have a chance to be at a table, to see people, to see their reaction, to see the interest, what they like, what they didn't like, was just amazing. And as you say, I'm not really publishing any of my art page. So I've got a big collection done on 20, 25 years, and it's always nice to say, okay, I will bring that to this convention, some fresh page nobody have seen for the last 10, 15 years. That's cool. That's cool to do that. So yeah. That was I'm thankful to my brother, because he proposed it, and I said, okay, let's take a plane and go to it. And it was a wonderful weekend in terms of ambiance, in terms of organization. So yeah, that's good. That's cool. You're lucky in USA to have this regular opportunity, yes, to interact with a convention and art page seller or art page dealer. That's nice.
That is very true. And Arno is in there. He says he enjoys getting calls from you because he never knows what you what you might have to talk to him about, art related. So so we are we should probably get the sales portion of things started here. It's actually
Okay.
starting to thunder here as well. So
Yes.
the timing is,
That's
I
good.
think, just right. Um, but yeah, I saw somebody in the chat. We are not planning any OAX European shows yet, Alberto. But thank you for the suggestion in the chat. We always we appreciate getting suggestions from our the collecting community. So here, I'm going to show some, those of you who are used to it, I'll show you the slides that kind of overview how we're going to be handling the sale. It's a little different than typical. I don't have the art in hand. What's going to happen is Bertrand is going to be coming to the US to go to GraphicsCon, and that's on Sunday, the 17th of May.
Yes,
So
correct.
we'll be getting the artwork at that time to handle the shipping. So that's a little different than in the past, but the timing just worked out for us to do this now, a couple weeks before our virtual con, Comic Art Live, and Graphics Con. So just keep that in mind, that that's going to be the time frame for it. But let me get my first slide up here. So claims will happen in the chat. I saw a few people who I don't recognize their handles. Every piece of artwork is going to be on a slide. The slide has the lot number on it. So when you see the slide, you're going to want to type in the chat claim and the lot number. Just not just claim. I mean, we'll probably get it if you just say claim, but ideally I want everyone to put the lot number in there so we know which piece you're actually trying to claim. Because once we show it, maybe we get through all like 35 of the pieces and you decide you want to claim lot 2 because it's still available. Putting the number in there is very helpful. So we do expect payment within 48 hours of the sale. Time payments are available on select lots or if approved after the sale. So if you buy a couple pieces and you get to a certain level, where we'd be very happy to at least discuss with you the opportunity for time payments. Payments can be made via wire transfer or Zelle or Venmo. And so anyone who claims any artworks today, we will, once you reach out to us at the email address that you see up there, sales@comicartfans.com, we will coordinate how to send payment to us. If you need to use PayPal, we do have to add 4% to US orders and 5.5% to international orders. So keep that in mind. We would definitely prefer to go the wire transfer, Zelle, or Venmo path versus using PayPal, but we understand there can be challenges with that. We do accept Wise too if you're an international buyer. While, like I just mentioned, artworks can be purchased or can be picked up in person Sunday, May 17th at GraphicsCon. Otherwise, you will be charged shipping and handling. Domestic shipping is $35 and international shipping is $70. And we'll be taking care of the shipments on those pieces after we have them in hand after GraphicsCon. So I hope that's all rather clear for everybody. But one other thing I would let you know as well is that if you're on YouTube, and we are streaming to both YouTube and Facebook today, directly below my name, there is a live button. And if you click that, that'll get you as live as possible, as current as we can get you with the with the sale and the stream, because YouTube has the tendency to buffer. So you could be a second or two behind other people in the chat. And what'll happen is you'll see people claiming a lot that you haven't even seen yet, which kind of stinks. But it is the whole buffering with YouTube and the fact that you're a few seconds behind. So I would encourage you to click the live button a few times during the sale. And I mean, if you're on a desktop browser, you can just hit refresh, and that will also get you as close to real time as you possibly can get. So yeah, I think I've covered everything, Bertrand.
Thank you.
I hope but I don't think if anybody has any questions, obviously we'll be happy to answer them throughout the throughout the show. But yeah, so we have 37 lots to show, and we've ordered them lowest to highest, I believe, is how we've decided to put things out there today. And we have a lot of pieces that are under a couple thousand, and we have several pieces that are over a couple thousand. So it's a wide range of artworks that we're going to be looking at today. All right, I need it. You want to say anything before we get this thing started, Bertrand?
No, let's get started. Yes,
All right,
you.
let's do
Thank you
this.
for the introduction. That's very clear. Yes. I mean, being based in Paris, it's good to have the opportunity to come next weekend to USA, so it will be easy to handle the art page which are sold. So that's good timing in terms of being able to quickly get the page, make the page available. Yes.
Fantastic. Okay, and the rain is coming down here very hard right now, but we're going to get this thing started, everyone. So again, hit that live button a few times during the show if you can. We would appreciate it. You'll be happier too. So first up, we said we've got a lot of affordable pages to offer here today. This is the first lot, priced at $290. It's by Ryan Sook, and Wade Von Grabadger, I believe, did the inking on this. Arkham Living Hell #5, page 19. Is this from a book that you appreciated, or do you just like Ryan Sook's work?
Yes, I think when we were discussing a little bit earlier, is when I was starting as a child to draw. As I told you, I was copying first John Byrne, and then you start to learn the anatomy of the body, the faces, the muscle, and everything. And then you discover John Romita Jr. and you think, okay, I need to add some more lines on the drawing. And then you discover Jim Lee, Rob Liefeld, and Whilce Portacio, and you think, oh my gosh, you need to make it nicer, to add many lines on the drawing. And suddenly you discover some artists like Terry Dodson, like Ryan Sook, like Frank Shaw, like many other artists, where finally it's not in the accumulation of lines, of penciling lines, and finally that you can get real impact, visual impact. I think the same with Mike Allred or this kind of artist, where finally sometimes less is more. And I've been discovering, I think, Ryan Sook with Zatanna comics book, and I really fell in love with his art, because I think that's why I bring this page. You do not have so much ink, so much drawing, but the faces, the expression, the movement are just lovely. And it's one of my artists which may not be the most popular, the most that people are seeking their art page, but I think his art is amazing in the minimalism that he's doing when he's drawing his pages.
Well, I'm with you on that. I love Ryan's work, and he's a fine gentleman. We've had him on the show a few times, and yeah, I'd be happy to interview him every 6 months. He's just fun to talk to, and a very talented artist. And yeah, so this page. But had you read Arkham Living Hell,
Oh
or is
yes, yes. I think it's.
okay?
I like when sometimes you're not expecting this kind of comics book. It's just popping up in your comics book store, and you think, wow, the you were not expecting in terms of art, in terms of scenario. Suddenly something popping out in the store. And yes, I think Arkham Living Hell was extremely pleasant to read. I was even thinking that it will make Ryan Sook even more popular, and many other short series will be popping up with him, because I think it was absolutely brilliant, his mini-series on Arkham.
Wonderful. Well, this page is still available. Lot 1, $290. We're gonna show the next lot, which is it's well here. I hate to say that I did not read Star Brand, but this is from
Yes,
Star Brand issue 2, page 13. John Romita Jr. Pencils on
yes.
this one. Of course, it's priced at $480. I have to believe there's some people in the chat, and as well as yourself, Bertrand, who read Star Brand and have who could explain the storyline to me.
Oh, I think I will have the same issue with you. Not that I didn't read it, but I think I will be bad to summarize the story of Starbrand. I think it's a underrated story, in the way that when I discovered John Romita Jr., I was trying to read everything that he did. And suddenly I realized the Star Brand, and I was just amazed, because he was doing several other titles at the same time, and I was just amazed about his capability to produce so much art in a couple of weeks. And we could have think that as Star Brand was not as popular on other title, that he will quickly draw, quickly pencil the pages. And finally, when you look to a Star Brand page, is really putting a lot of effort, a lot of work, a lot of details that you may not expect an artist will do when having multiple titles at the same time to produce every month. So that's why I like Star Brand, because I think it was the beginning of a new art, of new style of John Romita Jr. Because if you compare the first part of the career of John Romita Jr., his style has been evolving, being more powerful, being more complex, being more detailed. And I think Starbrand was part of the switch from his initial style to his style that nowadays he still have. So I think Starbrand is, for the one who have not read it, it may not be the best plot, but I think in terms of art, it's a keystone, key milestone in the John Romita Jr. Career.
Well, this was done in 1986, and Al Williamson was the inker on it. Chuck asked that question, and I had to double check, and it's true. He is right. Chuck knows his Al Williamson pieces, that's for sure. 40, yeah, Josh Flanders, 40 years old
Wow.
today, probably. All right, so this one's still available. Now, next up, we have our first of several John Byrne pieces, right?
Yes.
So this is a Doom Patrol page from issue
Yes.
4, page 18, priced at $500. And uh, yeah, I like John Byrne's artwork from this period a lot. I mean, this is a fun page. I mean, I wasn't a DC guy, but I picked up a few issues of Doom Patrol because John was doing the work on it. Like many of us, I mean, I think as collectors, we're sometimes drawn to books that we might not normally pick up because a specific penciler or even an inker, is on that book. So John Byrne had that he was able to manipulate me in that way to pick up books that I might not normally read. So this is our third lot of the day, and I would assume he had that same influence over you as well, Bertrand.
Absolutely. What I think amazing in John Byrne and John Romita Jr., when you consider the number of pages that they have been doing in their career, it seems that they never get bored in terms of panel pages composition. When you see the panels in this page, you think it's just Doom Patrol, it's just one single page. But I'm always amazed about their capability to reinvent themselves completely, page after pages. And that's where I think they're real artists. They are so brilliant. To think here, if you look at the water, at the flow of the water, at all the aliens or the composition of the page, you think it's just amazing because it's just page 18 of Doom Patrol 4. And finally, you think that the time is spending to think about composing the page, about drawing it. It's just something amazing that Byrne or John Romita Jr. I think are doing in the work on all their title.
Well, I agree with you completely, and they're discussing Burns' different eras, of creation. Whether it was, I mean, I know this is a period that a lot of people prefer his earlier stuff or his FF work, but yeah, that's the great thing. When an artist has a career as long as John has, you can definitely see different, changes in his style, whether he inked himself or he got to work with different inkers. So he got to call the shots at the end of the day. That's the thing I admire most about John Byrne. If he worked with the people he wanted on the titles that he wanted,
Yes,
and
yes.
not many creators can say that they had that kind of opportunity. And I don't know, I don't want to call it privilege, but it is to a certain extent.
And I agree with you. I think that's the kind of artist that you follow, at least at my time, at my age. I was buying everything that Byrne was touching. So it means that he bring me to titles that I would have never read if it was not from him. And as we will see many other pages of John Byrne and John Romita Jr. And he, as you say, he managed to make me read Doom Patrol. And if it was not for him, I may not have been starting to read Doom Patrol. So yeah. That's amazing choices. Sometimes they did.
Agreed. So this is lot 3, priced at $500. We have lot 4. This is by Dave Taylor. It's from World's Finest 5, priced at
Yes.
$550. And I had to, DC is not my specialty, so I appreciate. I could not recognize Dave Taylor's signature up there to save my life. I was trying and trying, and I couldn't do it. But I love this piece. I love the spotted blacks on it. As an overall composition to the page, it's very nice. I love seeing her drop out of or into the first panel. So
Yes.
it's the thing that we love about narrative arts is just the ability to kind of break the borders and tell stories visually and do fun things like that.
Yeah, and that's the case of this kind of page. When you ask me how do I select the pages, sometimes you just like the composition. And when I bought this page, to be honest, I was not knowledgeable of this particular title. I like Dave Taylor because it's in terms of composition, in terms of anatomy or faces. I think he got something, and I think these pages with Bad Girl was really cool in the composition. That's the kind of art page you buy because you just like it. And as you say, the way she's falling on the first left panel is something really nice. Even the last one, when she's turning and you see the movement of the head of the cap, it's just cool. It's just cool. So yeah, that's some kind of pages you purchase because you like it, just like it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, there when we're looking at artwork that posted to CAF, there's lots of things I see every day that I say I wouldn't mind being able to own that, even if I don't have any connection to the story or even the artist. Yeah, it happens all the time. So yeah, Dave Taylor, World's Finest Five, page two. This one's priced at 550. Let's see. I think we're going to stay in DC for a couple more
Yeah.
pieces here too. So
And
a lot.
feel free to make offers because we are trying to define fair prices. But if you're hesitating, feel free to make offers.
That is true. We are, I guess I could have said that at the beginning of all of this, Bertram, but you've done it for me. Yes, if you see something you like or you see, several pieces you're interested in, we're definitely not against hearing an offer. Those of you who watch our Wednesday shows when we have, certain dealers on, we're very accustomed to having people make offers in the chat, so you're more than welcome to do that here as well. I know typically when we do an artist sale show, we don't ask for that or actually specifically state not to do that because we don't want to have artists make split-second decisions during a stream. But Bertrand's been doing this for a while, so he's more than capable of answering those
Yes.
questions. So here we go. We have a lot.
I will never get offended by an offer, and I will do my best to answer you straight away. And if not, we can always discuss it later. But don't hesitate. Yes,
Well,
this
if you
page is cool, Bill. I think that's where you will think that's where you will think. Okay, we start to get older because I really appreciate our checking. I think you love it or you hate it. And finally, that's something I've been collecting and following award checking for so many years because American Flag, Black Keys, Challenger of the Unknown, City of Tomorrow, all this kind of piece of art, I think, are one of a kind. I really appreciate artists when they have been developing their own style. It means that for in a split second, you know who is it from. And I think Howard checking, you like it, you hate it, but he got his style. And here on Hawk Girl, I think it's powerful. It's impacting. You can recognize his style immediately, and that's makes something that I really appreciate.
No, myself as well. I picked this as one of the pieces to preview to show people before the sale, just because I like Howard's work a lot, and I can't say that I've seen too many Hawk Girl pages out there. So I thought this was unique, and this won't be the only Howard Chaykin page that we see. Now, we did get an offer in the chat though, Bertrand. So
Yes, G Didi Dune,
yes,
50
this is
for
Jeff Dunn.
53.
I know this
Yes.
gentleman, Jeff Dunn, and so he was offering you 350 on the Star Brand page that you had priced at $480.
Oh, what it was listed at 480?
Yes, sir.
Oh, let's make a little effort, and if you want at 400, it's yours.
All right, Jeff. We appreciate your $350 offer. It has been countered at $400. This page was inked by Al Williamson. It's not written on the slide, but let us know what you think. And otherwise, if you're not interested at 400, somebody else could potentially
I
Claim it.
think we need to
Happy
break the ice with the first page sold. So I'll do 400, Jeff. If Jeff pass, okay. So Jeff, it's in your hand. If not, Alberto is on it for 400.
Yes, he is. Bertrand, you could do this sales show without me.
No, I mean, we
I
were discussing with Bill just
you
before
did.
the show. I think it's not. I mean, to look for a nice guy, but I think what I really appreciate with my brother and myself is, I think of course, we are collecting art page, but we are not dealers. So we are always trying to find a fair deal when we are purchasing, when we are selling, because we know what it is to want an art page, not to have a budget, and still
Mhm.
to dream that the dealer will accept your offer. So that's why we Arnaud or myself, we have always done our best. I mean, to be extremely respectful to with purchasing an art page and finding a deal where both are happy, where there is no frustration. And so if Jeff is okay with the 400, I think I saw his message. In this case, we've got a deal, and that's the first page sold. That's cool.
Yes. Yeah, we're just waiting for Jeff to say yes or no, because if he passes, Alberto will take it at $400. I did see that Marcus has offered you $400 for a lot number 4, which was the Dave Taylor page. I can go ahead and pull that slide up here.
It was so Marcus. It was listed at 550. Let's make it 450, and we've got a deal.
All right, Marcus, we appreciate your $400 offer as well, but the counter back to you is 450. So it's up to you first. You get first right of refusal of the counter offer, and then it's going to be open to everybody else. But we're still waiting to hear from Jeff. But like James Sooner said, or James Siegel said, man, I should. James, your handle is crazy. We will give Jeff another 60 seconds to think about it. Otherwise, we'll mark this one in Alberto's category, and he will and we'll give it to Alberto. We can say the ice has been broken. And I'm not wearing any masks. I'm doing no cosplay today, Marcus. I'm sorry.
Come on, Bill. So to make the sale happen, you need to wear the mask.
Yeah, my hair's too good today to put a mask over it. Yeah, everybody would love to see that. But we're still waiting for Jeff. I guess Jeff, or if we don't hear from you in like a couple seconds, we're just gonna put this in Alberto's. Okay, he's passing to Alberto. All right, fantastic.
Okay.
Alberto,
Thank
thank you
you,
for
Alberto.
breaking the
Thank
ice
you,
for me.
Jeff. And thank you, Marcus, but it depends on you, Bill, for the mask.
Yes, Josh Flanders, who also has great hair, says he understands why I don't want to wear a mask when the hair is good that day. All right, but let us know, Marcus, if you choose to take it at 450 without a mask being worn. Let's see. So we were on lot 5 with the Chaykin at 575. That one is still available, so we can go ahead and take a look at lot number 6. That was we have another DC piece here, Suicide Squad number 11. This is John Romita Jr. pencils, Richard Friend inks, and the price on this one is $600.
Yes. And definitely, I mean, after Burns, or even in front of Burns, I think John Romita Jr. is one of my favorite artists. I've been, I mean, just impacted by when reading being young Iron Man, Armor Wars, and I think that's where I completely fall in love with his art. Even before that, I think I was totally and still totally crazy about Daredevil by John Romita Jr. I think I was not crazy about Daredevil. I like Daredevil from Frank Miller, but where I've been really catched by the character of Daredevil, that was with John Romita Jr. arc, where I think it was just amazing in terms of detail of the characters, details of the background, detail of every single page was a piece of art. And that's why I started to collect John Romita Jr., because I think that even pages where there is no main character are not quickly done. They are full of details, and panel composition or background are always cool. And here I like this page. You see most of the members on the top of Suicide Squad. And again, in terms of panel composition, you do not need bubbles with text in order to read it. In a way, you can follow the action by simply looking at the panel. And that's the magical part of this kind of artist, where of course it's good to have a plot with text to explain, but sometimes when you look at the art page, you can just enjoy panel after panel in order to follow the story. So still think that John Romita Jr., after all these years, is at the top of his art. And so I really like what he did on Suicide Squad.
Agreed, and I didn't know Richard Friend had done inking over John before, so I thought that was kind of cool. But Marcus has agreed to the 450 for lot number 4, so thank you for that, Marcus. And it's duly noted that I owe the chat on an upcoming show. I won't necessarily do it on the next show, whatever that is going to be, because I think that's
Thank
going
you,
to be
Bill. You helping. That's good.
I'll do it. I don't mind, but not today. What else did I see there? So thank you, Marcus. We appreciate that. Congratulations on that one. And this page is still available. Lot 6, $600. We are moving. I think we're going into some Marvel, at least a Marvel piece next. That is lot number 7, priced at $650. John Romita Jr., Klaus Janson, and you get a Captain America page here. I think this was from the gosh, I'm trying to remember which series, like 2013, something like that. But or maybe I'm wrong. But I love that first panel.
Yes, I think it's where I think John Romita Jr. has been amazing over the years to keep power of his visual effects while modifying little by little his faces. I mean, you still recognize immediately that it's a John Romita Jr. face. I mean, we have been reading so many Spider-Man, so many other comics from John Romita Jr. when you recognize immediately his face composition. And I think here on the panel where you see Captain America face, I mean, it's just brilliant in terms of composition, in terms of look of the face expression are good, are very good, and that's where I think he's still amazing in everything he does. And I'm always impressed because in Europe we've got some artists, I mean talented artists, but sometimes when you think about productivity, US artists live in a different world. I mean, because sometimes you've got one comics done in one bande dessinée, one comics done in Europe. It's 48 pages. Sometimes the artists take 2 years to do it. And then you end up on John Romita Jr. Doing multiple titles every month, delivering 20, 60 pages a month. And you think it's just amazing about how human can produce so many detailed pages where you think that he has reached such capability in drawing that it's become natural. And I think a page like that, when you see the look at the face of Captain America, it's just amazing.
I agree. John has definitely had the good fortune of working with many talented inkers, from Williamson to Jansen. Yeah, I mean, but you're right. Very prolific gentleman who even over delivers when he goes out the shows as well, as we got to see a couple months ago. So no, John's amazing and very humble about his work as well.
And it's funny because I'm a grown-up guy. I've got many activities. I've got sometimes some big stress at work and things like that. But when every time I end up in front of John Romita Jr., I'm a little bit speechless because I feel like a kid in front of him, just telling him, I love your heart. You've got such a big impact on my life, such a big impact on what I like in terms of art. So every time I meet John Romita Jr., I do not really know what to tell him, except to tell him, I'm such a fan. I know it sounds stupid and basic, but I really do. And every time I'm thinking, okay, next time I see John, I will tell him something more impactful as a fan. But no, I'm I'm becoming shy when I meet John Romita Jr. Yeah, because I think I'm a really true, deep fan of him, and if I should keep one, I think I will keep him. To be honest, so yes,
I'm sure you have plenty of other pages in your collection that you're not willing to part with,
yeah,
by John and well, by Byrne or Romita Jr.
yes,
So speaking of Byrne, we have lot number 8 is by John Byrne, and it's two separate boards. We actually didn't get a chance to talk about this, so
yeah,
I'll have to have kind of defer to you when we show this piece. This
yes,
is from Namor issue 5, page 13, and I believe this is a duo shade board here, but you
exactly,
also have a line
exactly,
art piece as
yes.
well that matches it.
And I think it's a funny details because, to be honest, I didn't know it at the beginning because the only time I've been stressed when buying art page is to discover that sometime if you really want to have an art page, you need to have two art page.
Hmm.
Because Burn sometime it's a good example with this one. I mean, so people binding on these pages will get two pages because there is the first pages which is only black and white, which is the original drawing of John Byrne. And after John Byrne was printing on this one is the original drawing, so it's drawn on ink. And after John Byrne was printing on another page of Zipaton, the original drawing in order to finish the inking process with Zipaton. So this is the particular case on several issue, not all of them, several issue of Namor, where if you want it complete, you need to have both hard page and the original drawing and the original Zipaton inking, which make the final art page. And that's why initially I was stressed because one day I was purchasing a Namor page, which was supposed to have two pages, but I didn't know that at that time. And a few months later, I see on some website the same page that I own, saying that it's the original page. And I was thinking, wow, two page for one page. And I discover this particular situation for some pages of some issue of Namor, where there is two page, the original drawing and the Zipaton pages. And in this slot number 8, so it's for both page. And I think it's cool not to separate that. They should not be separated and
No,
to get
I think
everything original.
we
Yes.
all agree with you that that the pages should be kept together. We see that a lot today when you have blue line inked pages, and they're sold separately from the pencil pages. You really need to keep the pieces together when possible. We never, as collectors, we never like surprises like that.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. And again, to link our previous conversation, that's where Byrne bring me to so many title that I would have never read, I think. I think I was not particular fan of the first run of Namor the Submariner. And if not for John Byrne, I would have not followed Namor. And when you think about Byrne with Alpha Flight, with Namor, with Doom Patrol, with OMAC, with so many titles that finally it make me read Namor and enjoy Namor because of his choices to go on that title. It was just amazing run. And later we'll be able to talk about She-Hulk, but same thing. I mean, I was not particularly fan of She-Hulk, but John Byrne make me read this kind of title.
Yes, again, it's the influence John had on many of us who were fans of his. So that was lot 8. Lot 9 is once another piece by John Romita Jr. and inked by Klaus Janson. This is from World War Hulk issue 2, page 6, priced at $800. This is
Yes.
a very fun story. So I think a lot of Marvel readers appreciated this one. Marcus, this is one that I actually read. I did pick it up and enjoyed it myself. So I mean, when you're looking at pages like these to pick up, I mean, do you just pick the one that you like, or do you try to pick a couple when you're looking at an issue like this?
It depends. So sometimes I was so crazy about John Romita Jr. that I was trying to get the full set. It means the complete issue, the
Mhm.
complete issue. Sometimes it was not possible, so I tried to pick up some pages where I've got something who talk to me, and this kind of pages, I think that the Doc Samson, the She-Hulk eyes and the look of She-Hulk with Doc Samson in the middle panel and Hulk arriving at the last panel. I think there was something brilliant. And after, I'm not. I mean, I'm so fond of John Romita Jr. that you will hear me today with John Romita Jr. and John Byrne, always finding everything great because my judgment is not unbased because I really love it. And yes, for World War Hulk, no, it was not possible to get sometimes more pages. So I always try to pick up one who talk to me, one I find good in the composition, where we can see many characters. And I think this one was one of them.
Nope, I agree. I think somewhere, on this planet, John Romita Jr. is blushing, and he doesn't know why, because he has all the nice things that you're saying about his work. But I'm with you absolutely. And I do like this page. And Jimmy Palmiotti's in the chat, and he says he loves the faces on the third panel.
Yeah,
And I
yes.
agree, Jimmy.
I think again, without any text, the eyes on these pages talk. You see what she's thinking and how she felt with different characters. So that's cool.
I agree. So this is lot 9. Lot 10 is not well. It's not either Marvel or DC, right? We have a Steve Rude piece. It's from Nexus Space Opera. This is from issue 101, and it's
Yes.
the title page to that, priced at $900.
Yes, exactly. And Steve Rude is one of a kind. I think what he did on Nexus is amazing. I think if we talk again, I mean, it was the same similar comment with Ryan Sook. I've been so much when drawing myself, trying to get my drawing more and more complicated, more and more details, more and more getting into the thousand of lines in order to copy Jim Lee or Rob Liefeld or Whilce Portacio or this kind of artists. That's suddenly when I think in the next phase, I was thinking it's amazing when you can get amazing result with a couple of lines. And here, when you look at the Nexus on the second panel of a page, in the middle of the panel, it's just amazing. I mean, just few lines. You catch his face, you catch his body, and it's just amazing. And I think Rude is like Walt Disney. I mean, you read his Nexus and his composition. You never seen position or composition with another artist, and you think, wow, he's reinventing himself every single pages in terms of shading, perspective, position. And I think I'm a big fan of Steve Rude. I don't know, because sometimes I feel sad because new generation, I'm not sure they're really reading what Steve Rude have done, but he deserves to be read and to be looked into his art page, because in black and white, it's just powerful at art page. There is some artists which are amazing in art pages because their black and white drawings are brilliant, and here Steve Rude art page are just amazing, I think.
No, I couldn't agree with you more. I love Steve's work on Nexus. I love it when he gets the chance to work on any Marvel properties, and yeah, and we I think all of us who went to OX got to see him paint live a little bit over that weekend too. So no, I do. I love how Kirby clearly influenced him, in many ways, and how I think he's always stated that pretty plainly, his love for Kirby. And I think, you can see that here certainly in the first panel, but also in the characters and the way he's drawn those aliens in the second panel as well. And Jimmy's in the chat giving everybody he's tutoring us on the color hold lines in the first panel. That's the uplighting that was going on there in that scene, and how the colors would get defined for that. But thank you, Jimmy.
Thank you.
So lot 10 is $900 by Steve Rude. We have lot number 11 next. So this is something by the amazing Liam Sharp.
Yes,
And he had a quite remarkable run on Wonder Woman. I think a lot of people were impressed with his, the way he approached that. This is what's the size of this though? Because Liam does work pretty large at times. Is this a standard 11 by
It's a
17?
regular size. This one is a regular size. So regular size for this one. And Liam Sharp, I think perhaps that's when I'm listening to our conversation, I realize that finally in the art that I'm collecting is I do not care about the popularity of the artist or the art. I just like when some artists are just amazing. And again, Liam Sharp when his first comics book pop up, the way he composed the shadow, the way he composed the faces, and his capability to maintain the same faces when changing the perspective, when you recognize immediately the character, his 3D understanding of the faces and the body are just amazing. And what he did on Hulk or what he did here on Wonder Woman, it's just beautiful. After perhaps this kind of artists are a little bit more like European artists, because it's a little bit like Manara in
Mhm.
terms of body composition, faces. And here I think it's a great page. To be honest, that was one of the pages I was hesitating to let go, because it's very calm, it's very nice. You got this beautiful girl, you've got the full projection of Wonder Woman, and it's just lovely. And I think it's a great page to display, great page to look at, and it's again no need to have too many lines to get a great drawing, and that's a perfect example with the faces of this girl. It's just amazing. Yes, I
Right.
agree with you, Jimmy. I mean, it's like Frank Whiteley. It's this kind of artists where they got their own style simply by the shape of their body or the shape of the faces, and you recognize immediately Frank Whiteley as you recognize immediately Liam Sharp. I'm jealous. I'm envious of them. If I could have been an artist, a comics book artist, I would have liked to catch immediately a style that make me recognized by everyone immediately. And I think Liam Sharp managed to do it, so it's amazing.
Yes, he has. And like Jimmy just mentioned, it is Liam's birthday
Whoa,
today as well.
amazing.
I saw that on Facebook when I logged on this morning. So happy
Okay,
birthday,
so
Liam.
so get your Liam Sharp pages on the day of his birthday.
That's
You
right.
will remember it.
This was not planned, but this is lot 11. It is priced $1,000 for Wonder Woman number 5, page 13 by Liam Sharp. Yeah, let's see here. What do we have for lot number 12? Oh, that's right. We have the
Yes.
Mike Allred inked Nick Dragata penciled Dead Girl number 5 page. This is priced at $1,100, and these were fun. It was fun seeing how Mike's inks
Yeah.
worked alongside Nick's pencils. I saw these pages, I think, or pages from this book when Felix was dropping them, and they were just gorgeous, really,
Yeah.
really nice. And this is nice because it has a lot of different characters on it.
And again, I think I was crazy about X
Hmm.
statics
Same.
with Michael Raid, and I think again it was the plot was so different. It was so mature. It was so violent. You didn't expect that immediately when reading comics and opening it. And I think Nick Dragota and Michael Raid at that time were doing amazing stuff. So of course it was not liked or appreciated by everyone, but that girl and its statics, the character were so unusual, and the drawing was perfectly aligned with the unusual plot. And I'm very happy with recent, big success of Absolute Batman with Nick Dragota, because he has been drawing for so many years. And sometimes when you talk to someone about Nick Dragota 1 or 2 years ago, before Absolute Batman, people were asking you, who is he? And I was thinking it's not fair, because he has been really doing amazing work with Michael Red for so many years. And I'm so happy that currently everybody is talking and looking at absolute Batman, because if you look back at what he has been doing, it's just amazing style, amazing composition, minimalist style and composition. But I think this page is it's just great. Different faces, different body, different type of drawing. And I think, yes, Nick Dragotta and Mike Allred have been really creating something different in the comics industry in terms of style and look. So, yeah, artists that I really appreciate.
Yeah, I think everybody knows Nick's name now.
Yeah.
They did before. With the success of Absolute Batman, that's for
Yes.
sure. No one is going to forget him after the run that book has had, and the successful art sales and art drops that they've had with that as well. But very nice page here. This is again from I think it was like Ecstatics Presents Dead Girl #5.
Exactly. The title was, I think, longer. It's actually present Dead Girl. Yes, exactly. You're right. I call it Dead
Yeah.
Girl, but the title was longer.
Well, I have a page from I think I have an X-Force page from this run with Allred pencils and inks, and I love his work on that. But this is $1,100, lot 12. We have let's see here, lot 13 is another John Romita Jr. Klaus Janson piece. This is from Spider-Man: The Lost Years, issue 1, page 26, priced
Yes.
at $12.50. Lots
Yes.
of, I mean, I don't know. This is when I think of John Romita Jr. and Klaus together. I mean, this is the kind of moody, dark, kind of gritty line work that they do so well together that I really like. And even though this is, a little bit more of a kind of I don't know, a subdued page, it's still got all the energy that you would want from their collaboration.
Yes, and I think John Romita Jr. and Klaus Janson has been always creating something impactful, a little bit darker. I think Klaus Janson by itself, it's amazing, but I think inking John Romita Jr., we can end up in this kind of dark, heavy pages. And here with the character of Kane, and in the Lost Years, I think it was more mature, it was more dark, and Claude Janson, I think, has been sometimes helping John Romita Jr. to develop his art, because in terms of shadows apply on the character and inking, I think it was a magic duo. They have been doing amazing things together, and I think the Lost Years of Spider-Man is one of them.
Well, I'm with you on that, and yeah, this is a very nice page, very very nice page. So we have this is lot 13. And I don't think this is the last John Romita Jr. Klaus Janson.
No, sorry guys. I mean, it's not to promote John Romita Jr. and John Byrne, but yes, it's. I think it's nice to show the diversity of what they have done.
Exactly, and the next piece is the same combo, but different universe on this one. We have an Action comic,
and I think it's great to have them just have one after the other one, because here it's so light compared to the previous one. But I think when you look at the armor of the Batman, and it gives some powerful effect, or you can feel the weight of the armor by looking at the inking of Klaus Janson and John Romita Jr. and Superman and Batman on this page. I think it's a nice black and white composition. It's the Dark Knight and the light Superman. I think it's a nice Batman Superman page done by this magic duo.
And Wonder Woman thrown in the last two panels as well.
Yes.
Yeah, Superman has seen better days. At least
exactly.
He wasn't killed in this one, but no, I agree. I like this page a lot. Yeah, the first panel is fantastic. Yes, Mr. Redcheck says Wonder Woman's hiding in the background. Not for long though. She's helping get Superman to his feet there in the last panel. So this one is lot 14, priced at $1,400. So let's go ahead and take a look at lot 15, and a new artist this time. We have Sean Gordon.
Yes, exactly. I mean,
Tokyo
Sean
Ghost
Murphy. Yes, and Tokyo Ghost, and I think again, sometimes you've got some artists popping up with amazing capabilities of drawing, and all the less known title of Sean Murphy already got his quality from day one, and you think that's just amazing. So is we've got Dave Trauma, I think that's the name of a character in Tokyo Ghost, which is the big villain, the big bad guys, and it's like a splash with the character. And Tokyo Ghost was really impacted. I don't know if people have been reading Tokyo Ghost as much as Batman. The Batman from Sean Murphy, but Tokyo Ghost deserves to be seen. I mean, there is a great vibe, cyberpunk vibe with samurai and good fight in the comics. And Tokyo Ghost is one of my favorite one from Sean Murphy. Even before the Batman, I think Tokyo Ghost come first in the art quality and immediately recognizable art from an artist, and so I love it.
Yeah, Tokyo Ghost is probably the book that made me realize how much I like Sean's work. Yeah, he's very talented, and I just love his style. And he's had a lot of great success when he did do the Batman books, of course. But it's books like these and that. Yeah, I always remember fondly. I regret not getting a page from Plot Holes when they came out because I really enjoyed that arc, that story. Um, and I'm always looking for one because like when the opportunity is there and you let it go by,
Mm.
you regret it, and then it's always in the back of your mind. You're just waiting for another page to pop up.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
so far, I haven't been that lucky. But this
Mm.
is a very it's a great page from Tokyo Ghost.
Mm. That's the only frustration about a hobby is you always regret sometime not to make a decision of a page you have seen, and you cannot go back in the past. You cannot do back trading or things like that. And so yeah, sometimes you just need to accept that you let go some great pages that you would like to
Exactly.
purchase in the future.
I do have a couple Joe the Barbarian pages, though. I
Yeah.
have at least a few pieces by Sean in my collection. Just, yeah, but it's back to when the story's important to you or you really enjoy it a lot, it makes you want to
Mm.
have that page. So, I would probably give up one of my Joe the Barbarian pages to own a plot holes page any day. But so this one's $1,500, lot 15 from Sean Gordon Murphy, Tokyo Ghost, issue 9, page 3. And that's where now we have an OMAC page, right, from issue 3, page 16. Another one by John. Now this does not come with a second page. It's just everything is done on this board.
Yes, I think on OMAC he was directly working on the Zipaton page, and for this one I think it's a great result of John Byrne art because he's inking himself. He was really pushing OMAC, and again you follow John Byrne, so you read OMAC, and I think it was like a mature work of John Byrne, and he was really mastering what he wanted to see in storytelling. He was mastering the character composition, the faces, the body, and everything. And I think it's OMAC is an amazing milestone of the John Byrne career. And I think I like this page because it's John Byrne by John Byrne on John Byrne project and everything like that. And you just enjoy looking at it, looking at the details of everything he has done. So love the page.
Agreed. And I even read this one from beginning, this panel, this page, and it was a fun read. Yes, she's uh, a lady of the evening who is happy to have a conversation for a lot of money. So well written page as well. Jeff Dunn says, if you ask John, this is his favorite thing he ever worked on. I didn't know that. And Joe Murray says OMAC. And Joe Murray, a big John Byrne fan, of course. If you've ever been in Joe's calf gallery, you know that. OMAC is, he says OMAC is one of the best. So I hate to say I didn't read OMAC though, everybody. I
Yeah,
know that doesn't surprise anyone, but I did
yeah,
not.
that's good. That's something to read, Bill. Yeah.
All right, so we have we're almost halfway through. We got lot 16 here. It's $1,500 from OMAC 3, page 16. Now, next up, we go back over to some Marvel here. Now, this is Dale Keown Hulk page with Mark Farmer inks, priced at $1,600. This is page 14 from issue 382.
Yes.
Uh, Everybody wants a. If you're a Hulk fan, every Hulk fan wants a Dale Keown piece in their
Yes.
collection. That's for sure. And I would have to think that most people who are Hulk fans, have a few Keowns in their portfolios already. But you can always use an extra one. So this is nice. I assume you have a few other pieces by Dale.
Yes, yes, exactly. And I think Dale no Knio, Del Kio or Gary Frank on Hulk really will really make it enjoyable and fun to read. And I think with the Pantheon team member, with Ajax, with Atalanta, or this kind of thing like on this page, it was a funny time to read Hulk. And I think Dalkio was again really innovative and really one of a kind. And yes, 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 I've got several Dalkio pages, and I enjoy his art and the fresh. The new fresh feeling that he bring on Hulk.
As did a lot of readers, and following that up with the art collectors as well. Nick Brucci says, "Who did the kicking?" I think that's Hulk kicking him across the swamp there. I think you see him in the second panel, kind of small, but he is there.
Yes.
Yep. Hey, Christopher, great show with the trick. Yeah, it is a good variety of art today. Thank you for saying that.
Thank you.
All right, so this is lot 17 by Dale Keown, Hulk 382, page 14, priced at $1,600. Now,
And
let's
again,
see.
don't be shy with offer. I mean, we never take back some offer, so feel free.
That is
Don't
true. Thank you for
hesitate.
the
We are
reminder,
between
Bertrand.
us.
I should be doing that, saying that a little bit more frequently. But yes, we are open to offers, everyone. I know that there's 20 more pieces to look at, so there's a lot of great stuff that has yet to be shown. I know a lot of people like to wait and see what
Yes,
is
I think
all being
so.
offered. But yes, so this is lot 17 still available. Now we have let's see, lot 18. We're going back over to John Byrne and a Namor page from issue.
Yes, yes, and I think it's like a splash of the newspaper that Namor is reading. It's signed by John Byrne also because I think make him sign many years ago, and it's great. It was. I think if I remember the plot, I think Namor was reading about the reunification of West Germany and East Germany, and he decided, I think, in the comics to go to see in Germany what is going on, what is going on, and that was unexpected plot. It was one of a kind comics book at that time, and it was a little feeling of old fashion because I think I don't remember, but I think he was fighting Hitler or something like that back in Europe, and Namor was fun to read, and I think this kind of pages where we see no Namorita and Namor reading newspaper, it's just a cool page, cool full page to look. I like to sit and to look at the art page with to look at the details, and this one is so cool. You can even look at the window, the curtain, the building outside, and Namorita, and it's the kind of page I like from Byrne.
John could really draw Namor's eyebrows. He he had an affinity for that. But no, very nice page. And you get a little like a historical cartoon thrown in for fun.
Yes,
Uh,
yes,
as John was always a student of history. But again, it's back to John getting to work on titles that he wanted to do, however he wanted to do them. I'm sure he had. Uh, I don't know. I'd love to see how someone would be an editor over John's work, like to try to get him to change things. It probably was not very easy. So But yeah, another piece. And this is on the like the duo shade board as well, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So and it's a page in and of itself. There's only one, not two. Let's see, lot 18 is this one. So let's go ahead and take a look at lot 19. A little something a little more modern. Yeah, right.
Yes, Chris
So
Bachalo.
yeah,
How do you pronounce it? Bachalo? How do you pronounce it?
I always say Bachalo.
Bachalo? Okay. Because, I mean, sometimes we pronounce it differently. I will always wonder what is the proper pronunciation because I used to say Bachalo. And yes, I think it was again some artists popping up with a brand new style, recognizable immediately. I think I started to read him on Child the Changing Man.
Hmm.
I think, and it was crazy panel composition. And when he arrived at Marvel, he was really pushing up some distinctive panel page composition. I think there is so much energy in Chris Bachalo art. It's so cool to watch, so many detail, working so well in black and white without any color. And I think this page is cool with X-Men team member, Wolverine, Cyclops, Colossus, Emma Frost behind. It's just so cool, so cool.
Nope, I'm a huge fan of Chris's work. Um, I've got 4 or 5 pages in my collection, and I could always use 4 or 5 pages more from him because I'm an X-Men fan. So stuff like this is
Yeah,
always appealing. I loved it when he was on this book, and all right, I think we're going to see another page from X-Men and Chris in a
yes,
minute. But yeah, this is a beautiful page. It has
yeah.
everything. I think that there were a couple inkers on this one, and so when I looked, I didn't want to list the potential. Is it signed or at all? Do you know who the inker was for this one?
I don't think so, and sometimes it's as you say when you look at the colophon, there is so many inker. You do not really know who has been inking which page. So unfortunately for that one, I'm not sure also which is the inker.
Understood. Well, Rick Welch says it's Bachalo, like so bash instead of Bachalo. But
Bacalo, okay, that's
bash,
cool. So
that's harder to
I
say
know.
though. Bachalo, I guess. I'm not.
Yeah,
That's going to be
okay.
difficult. I'm going to stick with my Ohio accent or
Okay, I
interpretation.
will stick to Bachalo in this case.
Oh, see, and James says it's like a cha. Yeah, okay. See, I
Okay,
feel like
okay, cool. Okay.
I'm sticking to Bachalo. There we go. And thank you, Nick Ferrucci, for rallying people to give us the thumbs up while this is going on. We have 104 people watching the show live right now, and we
Okay.
have 57 thumbs up so far. We should
Yeah,
have
that's good.
104 thumbs up by now, though. So,
Thanks to everyone. That's nice. That's cool.
okay, we're going to switch to lot 20, and this is the other piece, right? By Chris. Yes, this is from Uncanny issue 32. It's a DPS. James Siegel,
Yes.
DPS. It's from it's pages 11 and 12. Lots of
Yeah.
talking heads on here with the Psych. He's not wearing his mask here. He's got his glasses on, and we all love Cyclops around here. So
Yeah.
very nice page here, Bertrand.
And I like Bachalo because I think he is a male character, very recognizable. The face are very cool, and I think he did the same amazing thing with female character. Sometimes there is some artists which are more comfortable with male and female faces, and you can see that there is sometimes a difference of quality. I think Bachalo is just amazing. The female faces are sexy and pure. If you look the first left panel, I mean, just the lips and the eyes and all the face is white, and you do need more in order to have an impactful face. And same for Cyclope. It's he just I like Bachalo for his faces. He managed to get serious faces, sexy faces. It's just nice to watch when you've got a Bachalo art page. I mean, it's every single panel is pleasant to watch.
Well, I agree, and on this one, it's nice because a lot of times when you have that many panels and the same characters on it, you get that or something like that. You don't get that here. So Marcus says it's a lover's quarrel. Cyclops had a lot of them. He did. I mean, he's famous. He's infamous, I guess, for that. And ditching his women one after another. So he's fickle. But that's his right. As the best leader of the X-Men, he's allowed to do what he wants. So this one's $1,800, and it is lot number 20. And remember, everybody, when you're looking at these pieces, you are able to make offers on them. Certainly, when we review everything at the end, that's still available. You know, that's
and as it's a DPS, I mean, when you look at it, it's very big in a way. Here it's just on the screen, but the DPS make it large faces when you look at it, and many little panel that you can look. It's really bring amazing visual effect as a DPS.
I completely agree. So we have our second Howard Chaykin piece coming up next year. So let me. Well, actually, you know what? I did show here one. I did make a bigger slide. I forgot about that because it did kind of get smushed in there a little bit in my framing. So here's the image as I spliced them together as best I could between the two scans you sent. But here it is, a little bit bigger for everybody. And I can tell you, I actually have the scans here. So if somebody wanted to see a raw scan of any of the pieces of art that we're looking at, I can always like get rid of the slide and pull up a different viewer that allows me to zoom in if people had questions or wanted to see conditions or stuff like that.
And forgive me because my scanner is not sometimes as big as the art page. So don't worry with the DPS, the face aligned perfectly, but the width of my scanner was not large enough to perfectly scan it. So do not worry, it's not cut, it's perfectly aligned when you put it together. Yes.
Exactly. All right, so here's the Howard Chaykin that I was mentioning. I think this is the second and last Howard Chaykin we have in this one. This is from American Flag, issue 25, page 9. And this has some Zipatone on it, I think. Or is this a duo shade board?
No. I think it's some color that he put on the art. There is no
okay.
on this one, I think. And yes, I mean we have seen a couple of pages before some award checking quite recent, and here it's one of the old work of award checking on American Flag. And I think it was really impacted to read because I think it was even before The Dark Knight. I think some of them were inked by Lee Harvey. And I think American Flag was fun to read. It was so different. It was, I mean, not perhaps easy access because there is some political. At that time when I was young, I didn't like this kind of comics book where there were some political blah blah or some too much complex storytelling. But I think American Flag was fun to read and was one of a kind, and that's where I started to really love award checking. I think it was very mature, very violent, very sexy, and there were some of his art which were not easily accessible. I remember that, I mean, he did Black Keys or this kind of thing, and you could not really get a hand on it because many bookstores didn't carry them in Europe, or no editor was interesting to translate it or import it. So American Flag or the first award checking art were not so easy to get access in Europe. So. But in terms of details, in terms of quality, in terms of composition, in terms of inking, award checking early art is amazing. Was already amazing. Exactly. I mean, Marcus say checking was ahead of his time. I think so. I think that unfortunately he was perhaps at that time too much ahead of his time. So he was not federating everybody, or everybody was not so crazy about him. But I think it was like a breakthrough in terms of composition, in terms of inking, in terms of shadow. If you look at all the faces and even other work that he has been doing later, I mean, in terms of panel composition and shadow, applying the shadow on the body, on the faces, or the angle that he took, he was really doing some breakthrough. I like Frank Miller sometime when he got crazy perspective and crazy composition. But I think Howard Chaykin, many years before Frank Miller, was doing some crazy panels and crazy perspective, which were amazing.
Oh, I agree. I first discovered American Flag at the comic shop, like a lot of us. It was the only place you could get them, and I do think he was ahead of his time, just like Marcus was mentioning. But Howard was cool. Like you said, it was a little political. It was a little different. A lot of people were more into Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
This era, but Howard was ahead of his time. Now, I want to before I bring up Jimmy's question. I saw Marco Martinez, who probably came in to the show a little bit late. What's the claims process? So every lot that we show today has a lot number on it. This is lot 21. The price is $1,900. You are able to claim any lots that we show just by typing claim and the lot number in the chat, and you'll be emailing us after the show at sales@comicartfans.com if you win any of the lots today. And anyone who's seeing lots today, you're allowed to make offers if you'd like, just like Jimmy has done, which he is
Yes.
asking.
I was currently looking at it, Jimmy, because you're asking what kind of a deal. Please just let me confirm. I think page 9 was World War Hulk, and
Yes.
page 10 was Steve Rude Nexus. I think they were priced at 800 and 900, so it would have make 1,700. What do you think about making 1,500, 200 off?
Okay, Jimmy. So yeah, for lots 9 and 10, the retail price on the two was $1,700, and the offer to you is $1,500 for the pair. So you just let us know and give us your thoughts. Deal.
You're lovely. Thank you, Jimmy. That's lovely.
Going to a very good home, as you're probably aware, Jimmy
Yes,
has
exactly.
one heck of a art collection.
I'm big fan too. So
Thank you very much, Jimmy, for that. So see how
yeah,
easy it is, everybody. You can put together a package deal and make an offer,
yes.
and or ask Bertrand what he can do on a.
I mean that's what we were discussing, Bill. That's what I love. Sometimes you've got some hobby when the community is stressful or when the community is aggressive, and I'm not is not to make CC commands, but I think I love the art page community because everybody is kind, everybody is enjoying the art, even if they not acquire art, talk or just look at the art, and that's why we are between us here with Bill, and thanks to Bill, you're creating this kind of community here. So we are between us. So feel free if you want to make some package deal or discuss something. Don't get stressed. We discuss it easily together. So no stress.
That's the way we like to be on a Saturday afternoon. Low stress and just enjoying looking at some incredible pieces of art. And yeah, you got it, Jimmy. So lot 21 still available, the Howard Chaykin American Flag 25 page. Now next up is lot 22. So this is our first of two Alan
Yes.
Davis Excalibur pages. This one's from issue 55, page 20, priced at $2,000. And
I love Alan Davis. I mean, it's like Kevin Nolan or other artists like that. I mean, when you look at Excalibur, Alan Davis, I completely fall in love with Alan Davis' art when discovering Excalibur. I'm just a big fan. Different kind of style, different faces, different body anatomy, different inking, different page composition, and again, I'm repeating myself. Sorry. I mean, for the last hour, repeating myself, but I would have liked to be an artist, and I would have liked to get a style immediately recognizable. And I'm just thinking, gosh, this kind of artist achieve it. You've got Kevin Nolan, you've got Terry Dodson, you've got Chris Bachalo, and then you've got an Alan Davis, and you again, you like it or not, but he got his style. You recognize his faces, you recognize his character. You just need one art page and to know that it's Alan, and that's why I find it so lovely as art pages from him.
No, I agree. I didn't read all of Excalibur, but I have a page by Alan from Excalibur as well, just because it was such a clearly I think it was I think the at least for us here in the U.S. the book that made us really appreciate Alan's work a great deal, especially if you were an X-Men fan, because all of a sudden you had this incredible artist, and this wasn't the only time he got to work on X-Men too, of course. So there you get to enjoy Alan's work in different eras with the X-Men. That's I don't think that's Cyclops getting kicked, Marcus. Although I know Marcus would like it if it was. Uh,
Oh no, no, no! It's not. It's not. It's someone is sneaking in her room and trying to kill her, but it's not. It's not Cyclops.
it was a mistake. They shouldn't have done it. So yeah, so this one is from issue 55, page 20, price at 2000, lot 22. Now lot 23. This is a nice one. This is from Classic X-Men, issue 14,
Yes,
by John Bolton. And you get
yes,
Lilandra. She can't wear her regular outfit and get into the spacesuit, so she needed to change. And this one's priced at $2,250. And this is great. I mean, the Bolton pieces from Classic X-Men are, everybody needs one if you're an X-Men fan, and
yes.
they don't come up often enough.
And that's the one, because I think perhaps it's me, but I think the Lilandra character, it's so nicely done by John Bolton. I mean, her haircut, or at least what she has on her head, is it's so unusual, and I think it makes the Lilandra character one of a kind. And you see her, you know immediately about which titles you're referring to. And I think it's John Bolton again. It's a different type of art. It's a very classic X-Men art. And I think John Bolton associated with Lilandra character is just nice to look at. And I'm just in love of the bottom left panel with her look, with her tattoo on her face, and her hairstyle. I mean, Lilandra is sexy, is one of a kind, is beautiful. It's pure face, and Joel Bonton was able to do that. I mean, pure design, no need to put more. It just work and impactful.
No, I agree very much. Her hair is a difficult one to draw, but Bolton did a fantastic
Yes,
job,
yes.
on that one without question.
I think
Yeah.
it should be in a drawing school test, saying do a page with Lilandra hair. Yeah, that doesn't look like ridiculous and look aesthetic. And I think John Bolton did it.
He definitely did. Yeah, no, it's a beautiful page. And I saw somebody said claim Iron Man page. I don't think we've shown any of the Iron Man pages yet. We do have a few to show, and when they're shown, you can claim them. They'll have a lot number, and you'll say claim and the number after it. But yes, there are a few Iron Man pages that are coming up. Not next though, but they will be. So yes, just be ready for it. But again, type the word claim and the lot number. That's going to be the way we want to get this. So 23 is still available. Lot 23 at $2,250. John Bolton Classic X-Men 14 page.
If you
Uh,
if you like it, make an offer again. I mean, don't be shy. Don't be shy.
No, no, please don't. We have, I think we've got 14 more pieces to look at, and I understand everybody wants to see everything that's available before making a
Yes,
claim,
of
but
course.
if you're ready to make an offer, you're more than welcome to do that.
And after, as you say, Bill, I mean, don't be stressed. I mean, you know that they will available for sale next weekend in US.
Hmm.
So it's easy. I mean, making a art page acquisition should not be a stress. Should be just enjoying the moment. So feel free to think about it. And if you want to make an offer this week, feel free.
That is true. And if you need a couple weeks to make payments, we can work. Well, that'll be something we can talk about after the show. So keep that in mind as well. At the end of the day, we want collectors walking away with the artworks today. We don't want them going back into Bertrand's portfolio if we can help it.
So another Excalibur page, and I think I love it because again, with a Nightcrawler or the Kitty Pryde faces, it just something Alan Davis did great. I mean, in terms of I think in terms of contribution to the Nightcrawler character, Alan Davis did great. I mean, there is sometimes some character that you read but you do not really care, and I think after Excalibur, he did something really great on the character, and his contribution to the character was really impactful. So Kitty Pryde or Nightcrawler on this page are on every panel, and it's lovely to watch.
You know, I love the second panel, even the third panel. I mean, the way he drew Nightcrawler was fantastic, but
Yes.
Kitty is pretty
Yeah.
attractive in this one as well.
Absolutely. I mean, in terms of Kitty outfit or Kitty hairstyle or thing like that, it's just cool.
I see everybody's making a song out of this. I'm sure Marcus has commented on somebody's artwork where he did a Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Relax, don't claim it. Or who knows what it would have been. But knowing Marcus and his ability to write some of the best comments on CAF, I'm sure he's done a Frankie Goes to Hollywood at least once, if not twice, song in the past. But yeah, this is a gorgeous page. I mean, it looks busy, but it's not. It's so fluid, and no, I love this piece. So this is from Excalibur 64, page 25, priced at $2,400. Next up, this kind of unique because these don't come up too often. A An early John Byrne page.
Yes,
This is from Space
exactly.
1999. I think we know John was a big Star Trek fan, so I'm sure
Yes.
he was very happy to be working on Space 1999 early in his career. But this is again, you just don't see these pop up too often. So this is page 1 to issue 6, and it's priced at $2,800. But yeah, you're not going to see too much earlier published work by John.
Yes.
I think.
And it's a great splash. I mean, great alien and in his spacesuit. It's when I saw that one, I was immediately in love with it because early job of John Byrne, great splash, and again, it was an early job, but you can feel that he really like sometimes to do something completely different because this alien in this spacesuit is just unusual, and the angle, the perspective, the look, it's all what we like in John Byrne.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself. I think I've told people in the chat more than once that one day I will own a Space 1999 page too, because it's just for me, it's historic. It's early. It's actually a show that I like. I have a Space 1999 lunchbox behind me. So there's a lot there to love, especially if you're a fan of John Byrne and his career. But you're right. Looking at this piece, I mean, congrats to Joe Murray for picking it up. I mean, at least I
That's
mentioned he was a
lovely.
big.
Thank you, Jim Ray. I think it's a good acquisition because when you will see it, you will see that to have this splash page 1, it's so cool.
Exactly, and yes, that was the one with Martin Landau and Newell. But yeah, so congrats, Joe. Make sure this goes up in your calf when you get it. I
Thank
want to be
you,
able to
Joe.
look at it on the site whenever I want. So
Yeah, thank you.
a
That's
very,
lovely.
very good claim here. So this is lot 25 going to Joe. Next up, lot 26. This is that Gary Frank, Cam Smith Hulk page.
Yes.
Very humorous, of course. She's got great aim, obviously.
And I mean, that's what I like in her page is when a single page, you've got like a mini story. Here you see most of the Pantheon team members. You've got Hulk in the back. You've got fun to see where she's shooting at, and you've got a little story in one single page. And we have been talking about the Del Chio before. I think Gary Frank has been also bringing a lot of contribution to Hulk, and with his cara design, it's lovely, and I really like this page. It can be watched as a standalone. mini story in a standalone, and that's what I like in art page. Is sometimes you do not need to have 10 or 5 or 2, you just need one, and it's sufficient by itself. Yes, I agree. I mean, the storytelling is so cool, Jimmy, on this page. Yeah.
Yeah, I love the last panel. Just seeing the Hulk's eye through the hole. It's just
Yeah.
it made me laugh when I read it and I looked at it. It's just like that's just so perfect. And yeah, I agree with Jimmy as well.
Mm.
7 panels that work. Yeah, there
Yeah,
you go.
exactly.
It's almost like the target had its own personality in the second panel. Boy. But
And
yeah,
I like, I know that, I mean, there is sometimes some political correctness, and sometimes it's not possible to show and to do everything. And I like this period of time where you were able to make some joke,
mhm.
and people were not immediately offended or this kind of thing, and it was easy to read and fun. And I like this period of time where there were some liberty of the joke or what you were able to do. I will have a little story later on another Byrne page that you will show, and yeah, I think it was fun to read.
Agreed. So this is lot
Yes.
26, $2,900. Gary Frank and Cam Smith. Cam inked a
And I
lot of.
agree with you, Jimmy. The onomatopoeia are a part of the world of the comics, passion and art. I think I like when there is big onomatopoeia. I mean, I was talking about award checking, who sometimes there were big onomatopoeia. There is some artists where there is big onomatopoeia, and I
Mhm.
agree with you. The chick crow, chick crow, chick crow. We 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 are reading, but we can feel the noise of a multiple gunshot, and I think it's nothing more to say. And just looking at the onomatopoeia is cool on this kind of pages.
Yeah, no, I agree. And we feel this in many different ways, not only the sound effects, but in the potential pain that it would have caused. I don't know if, yeah, even the Hawk would have felt that one too, I think. So this is again lot 26 at $2,900. We have, let's see, lot 27 next, and this is the first of a few Iron Man pages. This is from issue 109, page 11. Carmine Infantino, Fred Kita. You get uh, Jack of Hearts, one of the hardest
Yes.
characters on the planet to draw, that some artists will actually refuse to draw if you ask them at a convention. But yeah, this is fun. It's so I guess you could say it's sort of early. I think Jack of Hearts got introduced a couple of years before this issue, but
Yes.
again, you don't see Infantino pieces from Iron Man come up too often.
Yes.
Availability wise, it's so this was just fun to see for that. But to get Iron Man, Jack of Hearts, and Tony Stark all on the same page is
Yes,
fun.
exactly. And the Mrs. Mask, I mean, the mask is, I mean, when you see the profile of the mask or the eye of the mask is sexy. And I like the old-fashioned style in a way now when we look at Carmine Infantino, when you see Tony Stark face. It's look like the TV series that we were looking in the 80s. Uh, I mean, serious with his mustache and his suit, and I think it's a great page, as you say. I mean, almost if you look almost at every panel, you've got Tony Stark, Mrs. Mask, Jack of Heart, Iron Man, and it's so cool composition and a little bit retro, a little bit old fashioned, but I'm a big fan of Iron Man, and I think that's the kind of pages where you feel the essence of Iron Man, the Tony Stark and Iron Man. I love it.
Well, I love it too. And remember, everybody, you can make offers, and these pieces that don't sell will be posted to the Comic Art Fans Gallery on the website after the show. Anything that wasn't sold, you'll be able to see it again there. You'll be able to look at it as often as you like and make a decision if you want to buy it then as well. And those emails come into to CAF HQ, so we'll be able to address any offers that happen after the show as well. So this one
So
is still available, and
yes,
we
I
know that.
see.
Hmm?
I see that Tom's want to know if we do time payment. I think we can organize time payment. The only thing is, as usual, I will give the art page next weekend to Bill or his colleagues. And the page, I think, Bill, correct me if I'm wrong, can be shipped once the payment is completed. Is it the way it works when there is time
That is
payment?
correct. That is
Correct.
correct. Yep. So,
It's
so yeah,
feel free,
anybody who
Tom.
has any questions, we can address them here, or once they're posted to the Comic Card Fans Gallery. If you make an inquiry through that, I can address those questions there as well, and I can even throw the link in the chat. I think anybody who's a premium member, or even not these days, because you can watch galleries when you're not premium, 10 anyway. If you go to the gallery that's linked in the chat, that is the one to follow. That's where I posted the 12 pieces for the preview for today's sale, and that is the gallery on Comic Art Fans, where we will be posting art for sale after the show, and also future previews for other art sales. So keep that in mind. Watch that gallery, and you won't be disappointed. All right, so lot 28 is our next one, and back over to John Romita Jr.
Yes, exactly. I mean, no, it's after his contribution on Iron Man or many other characters. I think the contribution of John Romita Jr. on Spider-Man was huge, and I think the splash here is with the symbiote is amazing. When you look at the black and white composition, the face of the symbiote, the disappearance of the face of the main character is just a cool splash from John Romita Jr. It's like a poster when you put it at home. It's what I like in John Romita Jr. And I really like Spider-Man, and I think, of course, the symbiote is Venom symbiote is one of the coolest character in the universe of Spider-Man, and this I really like this splash. I like the hands on the top left and the bottom of the symbiote, which are really cool and creepy.
Yeah, it looks rather painful to be ripped up like that in there, but I like the hands as well. When I first saw this, they just stand out. They're silhouetted like that. It's very, very, very crazy. But I didn't read the story, so I'm not familiar with who the character is that's ripping him apart. But
I forgot, to be honest. I was when you were talking, Bill, I was wondering who is the character, but I sincerely forgot.
well, there are some Spider-Man fans out there who can let us know. Yeah, who is the character? That's the thing. I'm not sure. Crow Raven. Somebody with quicker access to Google right now could. Nick Ritchie says it's Ezekiel. Okay, I do remember the character.
Okay.
Thank you, Nick.
Thank you.
Nick's a big John Romita Jr. fan, so he's very familiar with pretty much every title that John has worked on. So thank you, Nick. You should hang around some more. If we have any more questions, we'll be sure to ask you first. Oh, Crow says it's not Ezekiel. So who knows? We have a discrepancy in the
Okay.
chat. I'm not going to put a poll up there to let everybody figure out who it is. All right. Well, this is from Amazing Spider-Man issue 22, page 22. It's John Romita Jr., and it is $3,100, lot 28. Next up, we have lot 29. We have
Yeah.
Uncanny X-Men page from issue 188, John Romita Jr., Dan Green, one of our most popular inkers around here, one of my favorites. And this one's priced at $4,000. You got Magneto on this one. He was almost shark bait, but he did manage to get saved.
And I realize that I'm too much John Byrne and John Romita Jr. fan, because in my selection there is many different titles, but many John Romita Jr. and John Byrne. Yes, I think John Romita Jr. on X-Men is huge. Is huge in terms of the period was cool. I think I was also teenager, so it was so cool to read Uncanny X-Men at that time. Plot was great, character were great. Here it's Magneto on the bottom panel, and I think it was there is some time in Age of Comics alignment of great plot and great drawing artists, and this period was cool. Was so cool. So and the character of Magneto was different. It was a period of time where the comics book, where we were starting to develop the philosophy, the behavior, the characters much more deeper. And Magneto is and was becoming cool at that time. And this page is cool because of Magneto they're saving from the sea, and they realize suddenly it's Magneto, and I think it's a cooler page.
Agreed. It was a little bit of a shock to switch to John Romita Jr. Coming from Cockrum to a little filler with Brent Anderson and then Paul Smith. But yeah, it didn't take me too long to appreciate it just as much. But it was kind of a surprise when he took things over. But he definitely made it his own, and there's some of the more memorable stories. I mean, I know a lot of the X-Men readers who grew up in the during this period, find these stories more fond and memorable than the ones that preceded it with by John Byrne and Dave Cockrum. So, and yes, and every X-Men collector has to have at least one John Romita Jr. published page in their collection. I have two, I think. I have one from
cool.
I got one from X-Men Annual 6, I think. Really nice
Okay.
page. Yeah. But this one's $4,000 from issue 188. Now, next up, this is a definitely a different piece. It's the only painted and color piece from our set.
Yes, Cam Kennedy on Dark Empire, Star Wars, and I really love comics book. I really love art, and I think this kind of page is so different. I do not have so much colored page, but Cam Kennedy just make it right. First of all, I mean, Dark Empire, I think it's when they started to make serious work expanding the Star Wars universe with comics book. And I think Dark Empire was a real milestone in creating and expanding the universe of Star Wars with a great plot, with great artists. I mean, the Marvel Star Wars was cool, but when they issued Dark Empire, it was a big thing. And the scan is not really showing how cool the paint effect is on this page, because the coloring, the painting is just amazing. And I think this page, for any Star Wars fan, and yes, as you say, in time for May 4, because it's Star Wars Day in 2 days. And I think this page is why I like it, because of course I like Star Wars, of course I like science fiction, and this page, you've got what you like. You've got the Millennium Falcon, you've got the Star Destroyer, you've got even the shuttle on the back. The color composition is great, and to have the main spaceship on the same pages, I think it was one of the coolest Cam Kennedy Dark Empire page for the one who like mecha or who like spaceship. And this one is one of my favorite of the Dark Empire title because of the spaceship.
No, I completely agree. And Brent says Cam did really great vehicles, spaceships, and tech, and I completely agree. We he's Chris Norick, who does some of the art picks with me on Thursdays, is a huge Cam Kennedy fan, and it seems like every time a page comes up on Comic Art Fans, he almost will always feature it, because he loves Cam's work. And no, I mean, it shows. This is and it's is this 11 by 17? I did forget to ask that before the show. I don't recall.
Sorry.
The size of the page, is it on?
It's a normal page. It's a normal page.
Okay.
And that's where, I mean, looking at it, to be honest, I was hesitating to sell it, because I think that's the page. I was looking back and forth, thinking, okay, do I send the scan to Bill? Do I keep the scan for me? Do I send the scan for Bill? Because the coloring, I mean, I'm always amazed when artists are not only mastering drawing, inking, but on the top of that, they master the coloration. and coloration on the page here is just. I mean, that's why I think when you look at the scan, you think, "Shit, is it a color-proof page?" No, it's really unpainting page, which make it amazing when an artist on the top of drawing is mastering the coloration, I think.
I'm with you, and I, I think it's gorgeous. Colors are very vibrant. And the scan might be a little dark, but at the end of the day,
Yes, yes. That's why I think that's perhaps just to let you know, I think the scan is darker. If you, I mean, I should, if someone is considering, I should send perhaps some additional picture because it's a little bit lighter, like in the comics. I think my scanner has been darkened a little bit the coloration.
all right. Well, we can always provide a better scan if somebody would like one. And Marcus says whoever gets this will, he doesn't say might, will get picked by Snork as a piece of the week. So yeah, there's that. It's highly likely. We have 7 more pieces to look at here. Next up, you don't see early Erik Larsen Savage Dragon pages come up too often.
Yes.
And this is from issue 2, page 1, $4,700 is the price on it. And it is a first appearance, right? I think we haven't had any first appearance pages here, but that character's name is Dart, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, we were talking about Todd McFarlane on Spider-Man at the beginning of the show, and I think Erik Larsen it was not easy to continue Spider-Man after Todd McFarlane, and I think Erik Larsen managed to do something great. And when he moved to Savage Dragon, I think it was very fresh and easy to read. And I love this splash because it's from the volume 2. It's really, you can feel immediately in the faces of the cops behind the Erik Larsen style and in the full body composition and anatomy of Dart. It's just great. I mean, it's not so easy to get Erik Larsen pages. Many has been burnt in her apartment, I think. He didn't really put any on sale. Some have been popping up on Spider-Man, but sometimes overpriced. And I love that one because it's so rare to see some Savage Dragon pages. But to get a splash, first appearance of Dart, a female body anatomy from Erik Larsen, it's cool. I mean, it's the kind of page you love to watch for all the detail. And I think, if I remember correctly, in Savage Dragon, Dart was getting recruited by the police, and that's her entrance. So it's not only the first appearance, but the entrance of Darts in the police department. And it just make cool pages from Erik Larsen. And I really, really like his style. And you've got everything from Erik Larsen in this page.
Very true. And Greedy Collector says that's a nice grand first appearance.
Yes.
Larsen hips, Watcher strut. Yes, it's all that. So you get all of that in this one page. Very nice. And the price is $4,700. Joe Murray says he wants her on his Dart team.
Yes, we do not want.
You're in a Dart league. She would be unfair competition, I think. So this is lot 31, $4,700 for that one. We have a very interesting page here from Namor 34. This is
again, that's cool, Bill, because in a way it's like therapy. I mean, when coming to your show, finally, I didn't realize that, but in the choice of artists that I like particular artists, which are one of a kind in terms of art, and Jae Lee. Jae Lee again. I mean, when Jae Lee appeared in the comics book world, I mean, it was mind blowing. Thinking, okay, the guy is taking a totally different approach. There have been artists like that who have been really impacting me, and I think when I've been discovering Jae Lee, I was just amazed about the mix of techniques on his pages. And I think here the Namor splash, which is displayed here, it's a great example. First of all, it's nice to have a splash. It's a normal size page, but the splash is so cool from Jae Lee because it's like a a painting. You've got ink, you've got shadow effects which have been done. You've got a mix of ink and a mix of paints, and it's just powerful, and it's very, very, very different from what you see usually when you expect a new comics book artist taking a title, and you end up on Jae Lee. You think, wow, it's something different.
Yeah, when he took over the book, it was I don't know, it was surprising, shocking, but his art just kind of grabbed you. I mean, I think if it spoke to you, it really spoke to you, and it took it took a character like Namor into just a totally different world by the way that Jay drew the character. It wasn't uh, the kingly kind of approach to the book. It just had it was so edgy and gritty uh yeah, and shocking. But this is pretty cool. I mean, page you see pages that love these up on CAF, but not too many splash pages where you get a full character like this.
And I think it's a great bet from the publisher or the editor, because it's not always easy to allocate a title with an artist which is radically different.
Hmm.
And I think it's sometimes where Marvel or DC has been taking bet or taking risk, and to allocate and know that it will not please everyone, know that not everybody will like it, but from an artistic point of view, it's a great decision that we can have sometimes some titles with a radically different approach of the art, of the panel composition, of drawing. So I just love it when they push Jae Lee on this kind of title.
I'm with you on that one. Love Jay's work from this time period. So this is 32, lot 32 at $5,000 from Namor 34. Next up, we have a page from Uncanny X-Men, issue
Yeah.
284 from Whilce Portacio.
Yes. It's many things to say. I mean, again, I think Whilce Portacio. I'm totally crazy about Whilce Portacio. I really love what he did on X-Men. I really love what he did on Punisher. It was again a different style. I think it was not easy. I mean, when you've got at the same time people like Jim Lee drawing with some kind of similar style to be Whilce Portacio, but I think he did great. This page is amazing because I think it's the number 283 was the first appearance of Bishop. That's the second time that Bishop appeared in an X-Men comics. And under the style of Whilce Portacio, it's just a great page, in terms of details, in terms of inking and things like that. I think Whilce Portacio deserve to be admired and liked in terms of comics book artist.
I love that last panel, just so dark and moody, and yeah, everything that those two issues were a very fun read, as an introduction to a character. But I always love Wilson's work. I mean, his work on X-Men was a lot of fun, uh, and he's a very nice guy. I got to do an interview with him
Exactly, absolutely.
over the pandemic, yeah. But yeah, so this is nice. We don't see a lot of pages from these two issues come up too often. So this is from 284, page 27. And yeah, the composition on this one is just interesting, having the three panels to the left that are, kind of more just straight line art, not a lot of spotted blacks, and then to have just the heavy inking in the three right panels.
I
Very
do
strange.
not remember, perhaps that's something to be checked, but the inking was done by Scott Williams. I think there were two names for the X-Men 284. There were two inkers. One of them, if I remember correctly, was Scott Williams, and I don't know which was the other one. So I don't know exactly who inked the page, but it was two big names also in terms of potential inker.
I think that's why I ended up not putting a name on it. Yeah, I looked. I can't remember who the other inker was too,
That's
but
always disturbing when there is two names in inker, thinking, damn, why they didn't put which page or who has been doing what. And I think one
right.
of the two is Scott Williams. I don't remember the other one, but we will never know.
Well, they could have signed the back. That would have helped us. Nick Berrucci says we only need three more thumbs up to 80 thumbs up. That we could use. It could happen. I think we still have over 90 people watching. So there's people who have not hit the thumbs up yet, and I don't think they're all over on Facebook. So lot 33, priced at $8,500. We have let's see. This is a pretty cool piece from
Yes,
Iron Man 137. Art by
yes,
Bob Layton. He also helped co-plot this one, as he did with many issues of Iron Man during that run. So this one you have at $10,000, and I mean, look at this. It's a party, and as only they could throw in 1980, right? In Marvel,
yes.
but yeah, I love this piece. It's just fun getting to see something like this. Everybody loves a good title page, and this is a lot of fun. A day in
Yes.
the life of Tony Stark.
And this page is just, I mean, first of all, Bob Layton. I think his contribution on Iron Man was huge. I started to read Iron Man with Bob Layton, and it was amazing. The armor was impressive. All the characters were impressive, and I simply love this page because it's all the Tony Stark Iron Man universe. You got Jim Rod, you've got Mrs. Arbogast, you've got Uranus Bliss, you've got Jarvis, you've got Mike Trudeau, you've got Arthur Pittins. Even if you look on the top of the page, I think there is Scott Lang and his daughter Casey Lang playing video game. And it's so 80s. I mean, Jim Rod is dancing on Staying Alive song, and I think from page one from Bob Layton. All the character, you've got all the characters of the title in one page. So it's very cool, I think.
I love it. I absolutely love it. And I was in 1980. I was getting my Iron Man comics from my local drugstore because I couldn't drive,
Yeah.
and that was about it. I could only go with my mom when she goes shopping, and I could pick up comic books. But no, this is a beautiful piece, and it's just cool to see. So I did see an offer come in from Mike Elpers. Let's see if
Yes, I think it was, correct me if I'm wrong, it was for the Hulk Gary Frank, which was priced at 2,900
yes,
Melpers. Can you
that
read
is.
it at 2,500 and you got it? What do you think? It's instead of 2,900, we go to 2,500 and we've got a deal. What do you think about that?
All right, Michael. Thank you for the offer. We sincerely appreciate it. And the counter offer is at $2,500. Just let us know. And it does work. Thank you,
It's
Mike.
yours. Thank you so much, Melpers. That's lovely, and I think it's a cool one, honestly, with one story in one page.
Definitely. Jason. Where's Jason been all day? He's a big X-Men fan, and he just showed up here at the end of the sale. He's just found out that he forgot all about tuning in. Well, Jason, everything will be available on the cap site after the show. Anything that you might have missed. But thank you, Michael Elpers, for picking up lot 26. It is gorgeous. So we were just looking at lot 34, and as a reminder, where was that? That was there you go,
Yes.
the historic Bob Layton Iron Man 137 page. So next up, lot 35 is uh,
Oh, yes.
yeah, I mean,
Yes.
this is a book that Iron Man fans all want a page from 150, and
Yeah.
it's just an amazing story, amazing cover. Everything about it was just fun. If you love fantasy,
Yes.
there was so many ties there, and come on, what more can you ask for? You get a flying dragon, Iron Man. Uh, I don't know. I think this is a fantastic page. It's priced at $12,500. So uh, Tell me why you picked this one up originally, Bertram.
Oh, but to be honest, Bill, is because of OAX in Orlando, because I bring back some Bob Layton pages from Iron Man, and from the previous number 149, 148, or thing like that, and everybody was asking me, but do you have a 150? Do you have a 150 for sale? And I was thinking, yes, but I didn't bring it because I've got pages from the 150, and I'm not considering selling. And when Arnaud put me in touch with you, saying perhaps we could do the show together, and I was thinking, okay, let's bring up pages from the 150. I was not initially considering selling any, and I'm thinking, okay, I think this one is beautiful, because I mean, as an Iron Man fan, if there is some pages or title or number that everybody is thinking about, is when Doctor Doom and Iron Man go back in the Camelot age with King Arthur and Morgana. And this page, I think again, the storytelling of the page and the face of Morgana in the last panel is just amazing, when Iron Man is popping up in her tower. And it's one of a kind title, and it was so fun to read. I think when you read Iron Man, the 150 impact so much, thinking, wow, you can create every story possible in the Marvel or DC universe. And I think this page from John Romita Jr. and Bob Layton is just amazing.
Nope, I have a page from 150 myself, so I
Whoa.
I can attest that it's one of my favorite reads from my youth, and yeah, the fun thing about original art from books like this is, there's not enough to go around. So, but yeah, yeah, I think this is a great piece. So there we go. We have this is lot 35, $12,500. We have two more to look at. Two more lots to look at, everyone. And let's see here. Lot 36 is a Paul Smith Uncanny X-Men page from issue
Yes.
174.
Yeah.
Madeline, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yep. This is well, any page, or from any of the Paul Smith books from Uncanny are special, just because I think as readers of that book, Paul his style just fits so well with the team, and Bob Wyachek's inks were amazing, on a lot of it, and it's just I just think that for me, it's like the pinnacle of of a unique artist coming into a book and not staying long enough.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, to be honest, Bill, I realize, I mean, Arnaud, my brother, and myself were a fan of Paul Smith, and we were collecting art of Paul Smith. And I think when I bring few pages with him in Orlando, we realize how much people are like him. And I mean, to be honest, it was a surprise, because I was thinking that as it make a small run, people were not really remembering it, or were not really crazy about this period of time, and they would more consider John Byrne or X-Men to be the top of UK X-Men, and we have seen how much people love Paul Smith and X-Men, and I'm glad of it, because I love all the pages, I love all the design, and this page is cool in the composition. It's a cool period of time, cool period of X-Men, and Paul Smith are not so easy to find anymore. So I love all his work on X-Men.
Agreed. And it was a joy to get to see the few Paul Smith pages you brought to OAX as well. You got to see me drool over them for a little while, and I was spared from buying that one page because it wasn't there at the end of the day, because I would have found a way to make that happen.
Yes, I've seen. I think we have yes, I think Adam was offering 1,000 for the lot 14.
Yes.
Let
Yeah,
me remind me, I think it was the Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, John Romita Claus Johnson page, isn't it?
that is
Follow
correct.
14.
Yep.
It was priced at 1,400. Adam, can you make a little effort? I mean, if you can, we cut it in the middle. It was 1,400. You propose 1,000. Can we make it 1,200? Halfway, both sides, and you got it. What do you think about it?
Thank you for the offer, Adam. So 1,200 back to you. No, I don't have any DNA on him. I didn't really drool on the artwork, CJ. Uh, but it was pretty awesome to see. What is there? 1,200 works for Adam. Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Adam.
Adam. Thank you very much for your deal. That's lovely.
Very nice page. So yes, Jason says that you and he were so close to a deal on the 175 page in Orlando. It
Yes.
happens. Some close, but not
Yes,
claimed.
and I was again, as I say, we always trying to make the best efforts and to get the fair prices for collector. It always make us happy to be happy when we can close a deal where everybody's happy. Sorry for that for the 175 page.
Yeah.
Sorry if it didn't
Very
happen.
memorable story, of course. And where was that? Tom in Chicago said Paul Smith made me buy Marvel books because Tom is a straight up DC guy. This Paul Smith X-Men might have been probably the only. Well, we won't say only Marvel books that Tom would ever have picked up, but as a steadfast DC gentleman, that's saying something. So we have this page, $15,500 for that one, and we have one last piece to look at, and that was the piece that we used in some of the marketing for the show. We got the She-Hulk
Yes.
cover by
I
John Byrne.
wanted to finish the show with you, Bill, with something funny to show, funny to discuss about, and which in a way is a good summary about the pages that I've been bringing to you. I love John Byrne. I think what he did on She-Hulk was so refreshing, so fun to read, so unexpected, to be honest, in terms of plot, in terms of everything he did. And I even got a funny story for that pages because, I mean, who do not love boobs when looking at She-Hulk? And I think the day me and Arnaud, we have seen John Byrne, I think I was talking with the pages, and he told us a funny story because initially he wanted to make it even more sexy. His initial intention on the pages was just to add one line in order to define the boobs on the cleavage of She-Hulk. And apparently, Marvel told him no. It's already a great cover. It's already sexy enough. No need to make the cleavage more appealing because we may not follow you on that cover if you make it too sexy. And it's funny because I think John Byrne, every time you show him this kind of comics in convention, is recreating what he wants to do with his comics book by adding the how he would have drawn initially the cleavage.
That's what Joe Murray just said. Byrne drew the cleavage on his
Yes,
signed
exactly.
copy.
I think he still got, after all this year of frustration, not to have been bold enough to say, no, I will draw the cleavage as I want, and you will publish it. And finally, he not censor it, but he make it more minimalist. And the cover is impacting. I do not know, Bill, if you got the little additional picture that I send you, because
I did.
these pages, so you've got the drawing. Yes, on the back, there is an additional page which is attached, which is all the coloring information provided by Byrne to Marvel because he wanted it to be impacting. So he tell what is supposed to be embossed, what is supposed to be with selective varnish, what is supposed to be in silver. exactly as he wants. And I think it's so cool sometimes to have a little glance about the story behind the pages, because sometimes we see the piece of art, but we do not know what was the communication between the publisher, the printer, the editor, the artist, and things like that. And I think it's so cool when you've got a cover like that, which is iconic, to have all the notes of John Byrne about how to make it perfect when printing it, or what he got in mind in terms of color effect when doing it. So of course, the cover, you've got the I do not know the term in English, but the plastic layer,
The acetate overlay?
the
Yeah.
acetate over the art. You've got the art, and on the back of the art, you've got this additional page with coloring information by Byrne to get it the way you want. So it's a cool page, cool character, sexy page from Byrne, and iconic in the way that for everyone who have been reading the title, I mean, to have this metallic green cover was really impacting in visually in the comics book store when it was issued. So it's a nice page.
Definitely. Now, Jeff Dunn wanted to know, is there any art underneath the logo?
No, unfortunately, if I will double check, but unfortunately, under the logo, there is a little bit more drawing because he wanted to make sure that whatsoever they print the She-Hulk logo, there will be no missing art. But there is not a full. The eyes are not drawn under the logo, unfortunately. So there is no more to see.
That would have been would have made for a fun story, because back the way they do things today, right, where they don't print the trade dress on the the whatever they call them, virgin variant, where they don't put the logo on them. You could see that if he had drawn this today, they would have demanded that he have drawn the eyes and the nose on it, because that there would have been an alternative cover to this one, even though it was a foil cover anyway, and it was unique. If it was done today, they definitely would have had him do that. And I saw
Exactly.
some, who was it? I think Rick Welch mentioned that it's a very Nagel-ish kind of pose and way to handle the figure. And we just saw those couple pieces on Heritage by Patrick Nagel go up. And so, yes, it is very similar to that. That's for sure, Rick.
And it's funny, as you mentioned, I think it shows a different period of time. Nowadays, we will do a full art with no information on it, and everything will be added digitally before printing. And here it's funny that they were really much more close to the printing process and the end result expected after the printing process. Because yes, he was considering how the title will impact the face or how it will be positioned, and just draw what was supposed to be drawn in order to have the final effect that he wanted.
Exactly. Well, very cool piece, and a fun way to wrap up our presentation today with this particular one. Can I run through any X-Men pieces that are available? Jason wants to know. Yeah, we could do that. And again, Jason, everything will end up on the website when we're all done here. So I've got some work to do. After I have dinner, I'm gonna eat dinner, and then I'm gonna get everything posted to CAF. So just keep that in mind, everybody. But X-Men pieces. Let's see, which were the X-Men pieces that I have not shown or that we showed. I think the Chris Bachalo was probably the first one, right? Lot 19. Yeah, I think we have lot 19 here, Jason. This is from X-Men 190, page 4. And then we also had a DPS from 32. Lots of Cyclops on this one, Jason. And this one was $1,800. Then what was the next one? Oh, the
John Bolton, I think they were on Classic X-Men.
Yeah, well, I might as well show the Alan Davis Excalibur too. That's kind of
yes.
definitely X-Men adjacent. So this was lot 22, Jason, from Excalibur 55. And then we also had the John Bolton Classic X-Men page with Lilandra on it. Looks like maybe a couple missing word balloons in that third panel, but other than that, very nice page there from Classic X-Men. Then lot 24 was an Alan Davis Excalibur 64 page for $2,400. Where was the next one? Lot 29. That's right. And that was the John Romita Jr., Dan Green, Uncanny X-Men 188 page. And then the other one was the Whilce Portacio. That's right. Lot 33, Uncanny X-Men 284 page. And the Paul Smith, of course, 174, which I know you were here for, Jason, so I don't have to show you that one again. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I don't think Jason's going to make a package deal for every X-Men page in the set, but now he's seen them all. Yeah, we've got them all out there now. Where's I got to be able to hide the slides though. Come on, there we go. So people are saying we should recap everything, but I think at the end of the day, I mean, I could show them all, but I mean, they're all going to go up on the website, and we would encourage everyone looking at the pieces after the fact. If there's a piece or two that you want to combine and try to and make us an offer, or if you want to make an offer on any of the individual lots, you're more than welcome to do that. All the emails do come into me, and I will be forwarding them over to Bertrand. He is in Tokyo, so his times, at times he might be getting emails from me and not being able to respond right away, but we would certainly field any of the offers and or purchase requests that come in the order that we receive them.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But this was a lot of fun, Bertrand. I'm glad you were able to do this. I know you had to stay up very late. It's the sun rising in
exactly. The day is up now. Exactly. We started at 3, it's 5:30, and currently in Tokyo around 4:30. It's already the daytime. But I really enjoy it, Bill. Thank you so much, because you make the organization pleasant and enjoyable. Your show is I mean, I enjoy it watching it, but honestly, I also enjoy it as much to participate in. So thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Thanks to Arnaud to put me in contact with you, because I would have been too shy to ask you to be part of it, and I think thanks to you, you make it happen. So it's absolutely lovely. I would recommend everyone who is hesitating to do it, because honestly, you make everything so comfortable and so pleasant that it's just it continue the pleasure of this hobby to interact with you, Bill. So thank you so much.
No, it's my pleasure, and well, I can't tell if Marcus is making an offer or not, but either way, everybody, the lots will be on CAF at the link that I gave everyone earlier in the chat. Let me throw that link in there one more time. So please, head over to that CAF gallery and click the watch button at the top so you can get the updates. Like I said, I'm going to be having dinner and then probably starting to post things within an hour.
And I will be very reactive to everyone. So as soon as Bill send me your offer, I will, even Marcus, I will come back to you with Bill very quickly. So do not get stressed if you didn't have time to place your offer, or if you need time to sleep on it. You can push offers, and as soon as I've got them, I will be extremely reactive to come back to you. So no stress.
That's good to know. How long are you going to be in Japan?
Oh, I will be 1 week. I'm flying back to Paris on the 11th, and flying to New York on the 15th. So some travels in the next 2 weeks. Yes.
So exactly. You don't go home. You're going to go to New York first, and then.
Oh no, I will stay. I will be in Paris the 11th, the 12th, the 13th for 4 days, and flying to New York. So a quick stop in Paris before flying to New York. Yes, that's cool.
Well, safe travels, and a reminder to everybody who did claim artworks. I think everybody I'm familiar with. So if you claimed any artworks, you're going to email me sales@comicardfans.com, or if you have to, you can email me directly, bill@comicardfans.com. They go to the same place, and I'll get back to you, and we'll arrange payment. And Bertrand, thank you so much. I thank Arnaud for putting us in touch as well. I mean, and for the introduction at OAX. It was wonderful to meet you. I hope we get to meet each other once again. I wish I was going to Graphics Con, but unfortunately I'm not, because that's the weekend that we have our virtual show. Yes. But I hope you have a great show there as well.
Absolutely. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for attending, and perhaps see you in 2 weeks in New York. And thanks for following the show, and thanks for your offer. That's lovely. Thank you so much.
All right, everybody, enjoy the rest of your Saturday. We'll see you again soon. Take care.